and the class is going to start now. And let me share the
Good morning,
screen.
sir.
So
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
the time is now, it's 9:30 a.m. and the today class is Muslim law as I put it on the screen. And the today topic is dower, that is called meher. The meher can be said as a M-A-H-R or M-A-H-E-R also in some of the books. So before the other people may join, and let me see. Yeah, the people are joining one after another, and I'll wait till some time so that I could start my class. And if I give some time to you to participate either in the middle or preferably at the end of the class to ask the questions, and that is the practice which I usually do. So the time is now 9:31 and the participants are 13 including me. Before I could make it out in the pre-Arabian era or pre-Arabians, the type of the marriages would be different. And before the people will join, let me explain you. There are three types of the marriages were there at the time. Shagir marriages, Bina marriages, and Bal marriages. And let me throw light on these marriages before I could start my class. And what is Bal marriage? I put it on the screen. The Bal marriage is concerned. And this type of the marriage, it is a marriage by capture. Bal was a common pre-Islamic marriage practice, most often taking place during the times of war. A marriage by capture occurred when women were taken captive by men from other tribes and placed on the slave market of Mecca. From the slave market, these women were sold into marriage or slavery. In captive marriages, men bought their wives and therefore had a complete control over them. Women in these marriages had no freedom and were subject to following their husband's orders and bearing his children. These women became their husband's property and had no right to divorce. So this is about the Baal marriages were there in the pre-Arabian time. And next comes the Bina marriages. And the Bina is a form of marriage used in pre-Islamic Arabia, in which a wife would own a tent of her own, in which she retained complete independence from her husband. And the marriage, when a husband goes to live in the wife's village, is called Bina marriage. There, it is preferably in the Ceylon, it may be happen. A general term of this kind of marriage, the social system by which a couple live with or near the wife's family, is known by anthropologists as a matriarchal locality. That means, in other sense, matriarchal, you can say, because now our system is patriarchal, and where the paternal side is having the more dominance, and the husband side is having more in the dominance. And before could join the other people, because I make it the type of the marriages in the pre-Arabian is Bal marriages, Bina marriages, and Shigar marriages. And here, Shigar marriage is if a person had given his daughter or his sister in marriage to another person, in consideration of that, later need to give his daughter or sister in marriage with the farmer. So it is a kind of exchange. In one form of marriage, the amount of property, the amount or property is given to the parents of the bride as a compensation, as the marriage will part with them with their daughters. So the pre-Arabic time, there are three types of the marriages. I would like to throw a light on it. The first one is Bal marriage, and the second is Vina marriage, and the third one is Shigar marriage. These type of the marriage will be there in pre-Arabian time. Now the time is in 9:36. So let me start my class. I will check the participants. Yeah, participants are there, and chat also I have seen it here. Bellapalli is joined, Bachakula was joined, and Amareshwari is joined, and the Sumrata also joined. So anyway, thank you very much and welcome and good morning to everybody. And let me now start my original class, that is a Dower, and that is a Muslim law, which you could see on the screen. Then I will scroll down so that I can start my things. Yes, in this Muslim law, that what I want to Muslim law, the topic of the dower, that is the mahar is called, and DOWER, dower, is an English equivalent for mahar. So mahar, MAHR, or sometimes you will find in some MAHER, mahar we will say, and equivalent is dower under Muslim law is concerned. So today topic dower, and I would like to deal in this, my class scheme is like this: introduction, origin, definition, nature of mahar, importance of mahar, legal consequences of mahar, that is the rights of wife in case of non-payment of mahar, and who can change the mahar, and the kinds of mahar, and difference between Sunni and Shia law. Yes. Then come to the matter. The first one is introduction is concerned. In pre-Islamic Arabia, when the institution of marriage as we know it today was not developed, many forms of sexual relationships existed, and some were hardly better than prostitution. Men, after despoiling their wives, often turned them out helpless and without any means. Under this background, Islam tried to provide a just treatment for wives. In Muslim law, a husband can divorce his wife at his whims, and to ensure that the woman is not left helpless and without any means. The concept of mahar, as known as dower in English, was brought in. It forces the husband to pay a certain amount to the wife either at the time of marriage or at the time of dissolution of marriage or death. This amount acts as a security to the wife in case she is turned out by the husband or in her old age. But strictly speaking, that amount may not be sufficient or enough, in my view. And yes, but we should have to give that much sufficient amount to the wife in the form of mahar, and where she cannot become a destitute or depend on anybody else. And that was it's my opinion that I would like to share with you. And let me see the origin is concerned. In pre-Islamic Arabia, sadaqah was a gift to wife. Here, sadaqah means charity. Of course, if you see the sadaqah, I found today there are 17 types of sadaqah. Charity is there. Even giving education also charity, and making a prayer also charity, and removing a stone from the way also a charity. Charity doesn't mean that you should give only the money. No, you can do in the form of deeds also. That is called charity. That is sadaqah. Sadaqah was a gift to the wife, but meher was paid to the wife's father and could therefore be regarded as a sale price. At that instance, meher amount would be given to the bride father, but after Islam, meher payment is required to be paid to wife and not to her father. It could no longer be regarded as a sale price now. In pre-Islamic Arabs, there were different forms of marriage Like I told you in the beginning of the class, Shigar marriages, Bina marriages, and Bal marriages. In Shiga marriage, if a person had given his daughter or sister in marriage to another person, in consideration of that, need to give his daughter and his sister in marriage with the farmer. So it is a kind of exchange. In one form or marriage, the amount or a property is given to the parents of the bride as compensation, as a marriage will part them with their daughter. So that was a type of, in the Shia marriage, there is no question of giving meher because it is exchange. I'll give my daughter or I'll give my sister to you and you give your daughter and his sister to my family, and that is the exchange between the two, and there is no question of any mahar transfer is there. Arguing mahar is what would come over there. So Quran says, uh, no sin upon you if you divorce a woman before you have touched them, but appoint a portion fixed, that is meher, for them by you. Rather pay meher and make provisions of gift for them, rich according to his means, poor according to his means. And if you divorce them before you have touched them, and you have fixed for them the dower. So Quran verses also clearly says that a dower is must and one should have to pay it. Although one may get a feeling that there is an escape to dower in view of verse 4, 4, that is chapter 4, verse 4. You shall give the woman their due dower equitably. If they willingly forfeit anything, then you may accept it. It is rightfully yours. It is actually not to so. So, dower in the sense sometimes a woman can also forfeit and waives it. That provision is given to a woman or discretion is given to a woman to waive the dower also. But in dower is mandatory. Even if she dies also, even a wife dies also, her legal representative having a right to file a case in the court to get the dower. So that is about the dower regarding its pre-Islamic time and how it would be there, the origin we have seen. Now we will come to the definition of dower. In Islam, the mahar, dower, is one of the right of the wife. It is a right, like a fundamental right which we have now, which is hers to take the in total and is lawful for her. In contrast to the widespread practice in some countries where the wife is given no dower. No, I don't think that in any country it will existence, but in most of the places the dower is given. It's a must and mandatory. Evidence that the wife must be given her dower is found in many places. For example, the ayat, the interpretation of the meaning of the Quran says, and give to the woman whom you marry their meher, that is obligatory bridal money given by the husband to his wife at the time of marriage, with a good heart, that is given in the Al-Nisa chapter 4, verse 4. Dictionary meaning in Islam, if you see the dictionary meaning, in Islam, a mandatory gift from the bridegroom to the bride upon marriage in Islamic culture. So, as per Taibji, one of the author of Muslim law, he says, Mahar is a sum that becomes payable by the husband to the wife on marriage, either by agreement between the parties or by operation of law. It may either be prompt, that is muajjal, M-U space A-J-J-A-L, muajjal, or deferred, that is muwajjal, M-U-W-A-J-J-A-L, muwajjal. According to Amir Ali, Meher is a consideration. Of course, is another author, Amir Ali, the author of the Muslim law. According to him, Amir Ali, Meher is a consideration which belongs to absolutely to the wife. So that he put the word consideration, and that is absolutely belong to the wife. So in the cases also, in the case of Sabr Nisa versus Sabdu Sheikh, where the High Court held that Muslim marriage is like a contract where wife is the property and meher is the price or consideration. However, it is also true that non-payment of meher does not void the marriage. So, meher is not purely a consideration. So now let me see if any other person is waiting for the turn. No, I don't see. Yeah, two participants are waiting over there, so I made them admit. Yeah, I admit them now. Let us see. Let us go. Now, the nature of meher. How the nature of meher is there. If you see the nature of meher, meher is an essential requirement of a Muslim marriage. Thus, it is obligatory for the husband to pay meher to wife upon marriage. A wife has unrestricted right to demand meher from husband. In the case of the Abdul Qadir versus Salima, Justice Mahmood observed that meher may be regarded as a consideration for concubial intercourse by way of analogy to the contract for sale. It provides the woman with the right to resist the husband until meher is paid. The right is akin to the right of lien of a vendor upon a sold goods while they remain in his possession and so long as the price for the goods has not been paid. So that was the decision given by Justice Mahmood in Abdul Qadir versus Salima. And in another case, SMT, that is Srimati Nasra Begum versus Rizwan Ali, it was held that a right to dower precedes cohabitation. So, no dower, no cohabitation. That it means. And thus, a wife can refuse consummation of marriage until marriage is paid. Yes, it is there unless it is a prompt dower. Suppose it is a deferred dower, yes, it can be paid either the resolution of marriage or a death or later part. The right of wife to her dower puts her in a similar position as that of other creditors. Just like other creditors, she must be paid out of the property of the husband. Thus, it can be said that meher is a kind of debt upon the husband incurred in the marriage. However, at the same time, payment of meher is not a charge upon the estate of the husband. Unless an agreement is made to that effect, the interest that a wife has over the property of her husband in lieu of dower debt is limited to existing lawful possession towards herself enjoyment only. So, it does not give her the right to alienate the property. After the death of the husband, she can sue the heirs of the dower, but heirs are not personally liable for it. They are liable only to the extent of their share in the inherited property. So, in other words, what I want to say is, suppose the meher is not paid by the husband, so the wife can retain her property till the meher would be paid. And suppose if he did not pay it, the legal should have to pay it because what they inherited from her husband, from her husband, from that property they have to pay the meher. That what it is made clear. A dower can also be secured by an agreement, just like any other debt. Yes. In Syed Sabir Hussain versus Farzand Hussain case law, a father stood surety for the payment of dower by his minor son. I repeat, a father stood surety for payment of dower by his minor son because the minor son doesn't have any other means to pay it. So father became a surety over there. After his death, means the father death, his state was held liable for the payment of his son's dower. At that instance, after death of the father, and whatever the property is going to get in his favor from that property, the son's dower must be paid because father is a surety for paying the payment of mahar at the time of the marriage. So now we will see what is the importance of the mahar. Let me see the importance of the meher is a marriage in Muslim law provides an absolute power to the husband. Yes, to divorce his wife. It also allows the husband to have a multiple wives. This often results in a desperate situation for women because they are left with no means to support themselves. So Mahr mitigates this issue to a certain extent. Therefore, Mahr is a very important for balancing the right of the husband and wife. And Mahr is an absolute requirement of a Muslim marriage. And so, even if Mahr is not specified at the time of marriage, the law will presume it by the virtue of the contract of marriage itself. Even if a woman stipulates to forego the meher, her declaration will be invalid unless there would not be any force. If she waives, she can waive also. Then in Abdul Qadir Salima, as we noted down on the earlier decision, Justice Mahmood has observed that the marriage contract is easily dissoluble, and the freedom of divorce and of the polygamy to a husband places the power in the hands of the husband, which the Muslim law intends to restrain by the mechanism of meher. Thus, a right of wife to her meher is a fundamental feature of the marriage contract. Yes, as discussed earlier, it is like a fundamental right to a wife to get the meher from the husband. And thus, meher serves the following purpose. What are the purposes should be served the meher? So generally, I categorize number one, to impose an obligation of husband as a mark of respect to wife is a token of respect to wife. The mahar should be given. To place a check on the power of husband to divorce and polygamy, just to make a check and balance to see that the power of husband to divorce and polygamy should not be misused. And the third, to provide for the subsistence of wife in the event she divorced by the husband. So in these cases, the Meher will play a role and the Meher will come to the rescue. Let me see the legal consequences of Meher. Before I could see, I would like to see if any other participant is waiting in the lobby. Then I did not find any participant on the lobby, so I can proceed. So legal consists of meher, that is the rights of wife in case of non-payment of mahar. What are the rights are available if the non-payment of dower or meher would be there? Number one, dowry is like a debt, as we discussed earlier. A dowry is like a debt, and the husband is liable to pay it to the wife before the consummation of marriage. Until it is paid, the wife has a right to resist cohabitation with the husband. Number two, if the wife is in a possession of husband's property, she has a right to retain it until dowry is paid. She does not get a title to the property and does not get the right to alienate. Please note the point. The wife is having only the to possess the husband's property, but she doesn't have any title to the property and does not get a right to alienate also. And number three, a wife can sue heirs of the husband for payment of dower. Yes. Number four, if the dowry is deferred, means it is made in the later part, not in the time of the marriage, deferred. The wife is entitled to it upon dissolution of marriage, either due to divorce or due to death. So I saw participants waiting. It seems no, it's not waiting. Now we'll see the fourth one. If the dowry is deferred, as I said, the wife is entitled to it upon dissolution of marriage, either due to divorce or due to death. In any case, that should be paid. Fifth, dowry is a vested right and not a contingent right. Thus, even after the death of the wife, her heirs can demand it. Yes, the heirs can will demand it even after the death of the wife. Number six, if dower has not been agreed upon at the time of marriage, courts can decide the amount of dower by taking financial status of the husband, age of wife, cost of living, property of wife into consideration. So those are the 6 points, the legal effect where the mahar is not paid, then the wife is having those six rights as we discussed just now. Now let us see right to refuse consummation or conjugal rights. Yes, this right also available to her. Before the consummation of the marriage, the wife is entitled to deny cohabitation to the husband till he gives her prompt dower on demand. Yes, it should be given when the prompt dower would be there. Otherwise, there is no question of consummation. It is to be noted that under Muslim law, A husband has a right to cohabit with his wife, and she cannot refuse the same without any reasonable excuse. After the consummation, only the husband and the husband side people give party or dinner, which is said to be a walima. That is in general sense. The next day only the a party will be given from the bridegroom side to everybody. That function will be celebrated, which is named as a walima. Walima. But non-payment of prompt dower before consummation is a lawful in justification for the wife to refuse cohabitation. A Muslim wife can refuse to live with her husband and refuse to him the sexual intercourse so long as the prompt dower is not paid to her. Yes, we already told this that no payment of dower, no cohabitation. That we told or discussed in the 6 points. In the case of Nasra Begum versus Rizwan Ali, the Allahabad High Court held that the right to dower comes into existence before cohabitation, and prompt dower may be demanded even before the cohabitation. That is very much clear in that case. Where the wife is a minor or insane, her guardian can refuse to allow the husband to take his wife with him till the prompt dower has been paid. If the minor wife is already in the custody of her husband, then such guardian can take her back on the ground of non-payment of prompt dower. But where the consummation has taken place, even once, the wife's right to refuse consummation is lost. Yes. If the marriage was already been consummated, the husband's suit for restitution of conjugal right will not fail on the ground of non-payment of prompt dower. Yes, once the consummation is over, at that instance, if the dower is paid or not paid, but still the husband is having a right for the conjugal rights. That was the thing. However, the court has discretion even such a case, to pass a decree of restitution of conjugal right, subject to the condition of payment of prompt dower. So, if the husband file a case and the conjugal rights are concerned, then the court may say, first and foremost, pay the dower, then we'll pass the decree. So, dower first, then decree later. Even court also says the same. In case of Anis Begum versus Muhammad Istafa Ali Khan, the facts were that in the marriage of Anisa Begum and Mr. Istafa, the prompt dower was rupees 15,000. So Istafa made the prompt dower means dower framed on the spot before the marriage or at the time of the marriage, otherwise no consummation. The husband and wife lived together for some time and a daughter was born to them. Later on, Anis Begum left the house for her husband and refused to come back till her prompt dower was satisfied. Mr. Istafa, the husband, filed a suit for the restitution of conjugal rights. It was held by the Suleiman, the CJ, that is the Chief Justice, that there was no absolute right in a husband to claim conjugal rights unconditionally. The courts have a discretion to make, I repeat, the courts have a discretion to make the decree of this restitution of conjugal rights conditional on payment of wife's unpaid prompt dower, even where the marriage has already been consummated. Even though marriage was also consummated, but the first and foremost, the husband should have to pay the prompt dower first, then only the decree of the conjugal rights. So that was the decision of the court. Accordingly, the decree of the restitution of conjugal right was passed in favor of the husband, subject to his payment of 15,000 rupees as agreed to pay as a dower, a right of wife over husband's property. So now we will see the rights of wife over husband property. At that instance, dower ranks as a debt and the wife is entitled along with other creditors to have it satisfied on the death of the husband out of his estate. Her debt, however, is no greater than any other unsecured creditors except that if she is lawfully in possession of the husband's property. She is entitled to that possession until she is able to satisfy her debt by the rents or issues accruing out of the property. She is also entitled to the possession against the heirs of the husband until her dower is satisfied. Yes, first and foremost, the dower should be satisfied then only the property will be given to the the husband death to the legal heirs. So enforcement of dower as a debt. How can a person, the wife can enforce the dower as a debt? Where the marriage has been consummated, the wife cannot enforce her claim by refusing conjugal rights to the husband. In such a situation, the wife can recover her unpaid dower by maintaining an action in a court of law. She may realize it from husband in the same manner as a creditor recovers his loan. So, like a creditor, she can get back her dower by going to the court. So let me see if anybody is yes. Mohan is in asking for the admit. Yes, I admitted. So if the husband, she may realize it. So we were saying, unpaid dower, she maintain an action in the court of law, and she may realize it from the husband in the same manner as a creditor recovers his loan. If the husband dies, the widow is entitled to recover the amount by filing a suit against the legal heirs of the deceased husband, but the legal heirs of the husband are not personally liable to pay the dower. Of course, whatever the property comes, deceased husband from that property, the dower amount may be paid. The dower is a debt against the estate of the deceased husband, which is inherited by heirs. So, what is inherited by the deceased husband, the legal heirs from that the property, the dower will be paid. And a widow right of retention is concerned. The right of arises only after the death of the husband or after divorce. During the course of marriage, the wife does not have any right to retain the property. She should have obtained the possession lawfully. Right to retention is not analogous to mortgage. Thus, she does not get the title to the property in case dower is not paid. Further, if the property is mortgaged, the wife cannot retain the possession against the mortgagee. Wife cannot alienate the property. She has to satisfy the dower only through the rents or other issues occurring from the property. That we already made it clear in the earlier cases as well as the points also. In leading case, Maina Bibi versus Saudari Vakil Ahmed, one Moinuddin died leaving his widow Maina Bibi and some property. The respondents instituted a suit against the widow for immediate possession of the property. However, the widow claimed that she had the right to possession until her dower was paid. Yes, it is her fundamental right. It was held that the respondents could have the possession of their share of the property after paying the dower to the widow. The respondents did not pay, and the widow continued to possession. Later, the widow sold the property. Here, please note the point. Later, the widow sold the property. The deed showed that the widow tried to convey an absolute title to the property. The respondents again filed a suit claiming that the widow did not have the right to transfer or right to alienate the property because she only had a right to retain and did not have any right to title of herself. It was held by the Privy Council. At the time, Privy Council is nothing but a Supreme Court, that a widow has the right to retain the possession of the property acquired peacefully and lawfully until she is paid her dower. Further, she has no right to alienate the property by sale or mortgage, gift, or otherwise. So that she is having only right to retain the property, but she doesn't have any right to alienate the property or mortgage the property or gift it or otherwise. And who can change the meher? So what is the amount of the meher? That is the point. So let me say that two are there waiting for admit. So I admit them. Then we'll go. Who can change the meher? A husband can increase the amount of debt at any time, though he cannot decrease it. So a wife can remit the dower wholly or partially. A wife can remit the dower wholly or partially. The remission of meher by wife is called hiba meher. However, she should have attained the puberty to do so. She does not have to be a major to relinquish meher. Only attaining the puberty is sufficient. The remission made by the wife should be with the free consent, means no coercion, no threat, etc. Thus, in Shah Bano versus Iftikhar Muhammad, that is the Karachi case law high court, when a wife, she was being ignored by the husband and thought that only the way to win him back was to waive meher, her remission of meher was considered without her consent and was not binding on her. So here the case law clearly say, whenever the wife wants to waive the meher, it should be with a free consent. But here in this case law, Shabana case law, she waived it, thinking that to make a favor to the husband leans towards her. So that was her intention, and her remission of meher was considered without her consent and was not binding on her. So that was the case law which is made. It should be a free consent would be there for relinquish the meher. And that now time is 10:06, and it is not good if I don't give a chance to the participants, I mean to my students, uh, to ask the questions if they do have it. That's why just I will show the screen of kinds of dower here. You might have seen on the screen the kinds of dower, and then I will go from them to ask the questions if they have anything. So let me see. Yes, let me go to the participants if they do have any doubt. Still, he's waiting in the lobby. Participant Salma, you joined just now and waiting for the lobby. So in any case, it is not class 21 today. But I wish that if you participate in the online classes, I'm sure that it will be a benefit to you in addition to the reading the book or hearing my YouTube lessons. So now I will give the chance to the participant to speak on this matter. Today's class regarding the doubts are concerned. If you could raise your hand, I can give the chance to you to speak. But I could not see anybody is raising the hand here. Yes, I did not see anybody is raising the hand because I saw the list from the. Of course, I am the host, so I will come first, and Ajmira Nagamani too. Then we can say Venkat Reddy. These are the people joined. Now let me give the chance to Salma who came later. I want to hear not the reason for why she joined in later. Salma, could you tell me that how far that you heard the class? You heard the class just in the last hour, or you have heard me from the beginning? Salma, if you have the audio, you can open it, and you can speak me and ask any question. Sir, what is the question, sir? I join only at the end of the class. Then where is the question of asking the any doubt regarding what you taught today? So is it your answer, Salma? You can speak or you can put it in chat also so that I could see the chat and I could hear your voice also. Salma, could you hear me?
Sir,
I,
sir,
yes,
uh,
yes,
sir, sir, this is Sheshagiri, sir.
yes, please ask me the question.
Sir, this is Sheshagiri. Sorry to disturb.
Sheshagiri, yes, please, Sheshagiri, ask your doubt.
Yeah, sir. Sir, this is now what we started as a kinds of the doyer and doyer is nothing but this is kind of it's in school. It's a story or not? Kind of
Yes, yes, what is your doubt? Please tell me.
doyer is nothing but the consideration taking by the female members, right?
Uh-huh.
So it's nothing but it is nothing but what we call Kanya Shulkam in Telugu, right? That is what
See, in Kanya Shulkam, the Kanya Shulkam is given to the bride or Kanya Shulkam will be given to the bride father.
right, father.
Yeah, but here Meher, earlier time it was given to the bride father, but now Meher gives only to the bride, and it is her full discretion whatever she wants, she can use it. It is nowhere concerned with the either mother side people, and nowhere concerned with the husband side people will question it. What she is going to do with that meher amount? It is given to only the wife. It is a token of respect to her, but people say it is a consideration. No, even the consideration, if the meher also not paid over there, and she can go for the marry also because it done in the proper dower, that is a deferred dower also. So in one way, in another way, it is not a consideration. It is a token of respect given by the bridegroom to the bride. In case the bridegroom doesn't have the money to pay it, at least the surety father can pay it, as we've seen in one of the case law. Yes, any other doubt?
Nothing, sir. Nothing, sir. Thanks for your this one, sir.
Okay, thank you very much.
After completion of this one, can you share this whatever Word document was to read more and more? This is what, sir. That's what. It's very useful for us. It will be helpful for us, sir.
Yeah, yeah, because when you
Especially
listen,
your yeah, yeah. I'm continuously following up with your classes, sir. But my intention is,
yes,
sir. Tell me, sir. Sorry to interrupt. Tell me, sir. You can tell me, sir. I can stop you.
yeah, you can finish so that I could tell you.
Yes, sir. What my intention is nothing. Just whenever we are following up your class, it's nothing but like yes, everything is going on very smooth, and this can be remembered, this can be remembered. But when come to the after 2 3 days, then we will be able to understand, recollect all these things. If we have these notes with us, then it would be helpful for last moment study or something, any writing of this snap or snap, right? That will be useful. That is fine.
Yeah, yeah, because my lecture also now what I am doing now, I would like to share my lecture, what I did it in your YouTube,
Okay.
so that if a person by chance
Yeah.
misses, he could see it. But my point is, if you listen it, you will get the more benefit. If you don't listen it, you will get the less benefit. So that is only the
No,
difference
no,
would
no.
be there.
Yeah, yes, sir. It's surely it's a very beneficial for us. There is no doubt in that part. But my intention is referring the notes for frequently. That is what my intention.
Yes,
Instead
yes,
of
okay.
because that is what. If you give the material, then immediately we'll take the printout, and whenever we are going somewhere others, if we have the
So
time, we can refer the
I
notes of
already
them.
told you, which comes easy and goes also easy. So I am giving in the YouTube, I am giving in the online lectures, and you want to say that, sir, you give us that soft copy
No,
so
no,
that
sir.
we will print it.
No, no, no. Sir, if it is, sir, I'm not, I'm sorry for that. I'm not any insisting in this. Just if you have the privilege is there, then provide me, sir. Definitely we will follow, and I'm writing, as and when you are saying, I'm writing the now note points, something which is very important when you are insisting and emphasizing the words. We are writing on the notepad, but still,
Okay,
that is what, sir. That's none other than
okay,
that.
okay.
It is
I
okay,
do.
sir.
Yes, I do appreciate. Yes, is any other person would like to ask me any other question? Because still we have the 2 minutes in our hand.
Nothing
The
from my
other
end, sir.
person, other
For
person,
your
other
time.
person.
For your
Any other person who wants to ask any doubt regarding the today question, today class is concerned, please raise the hand, or you can ask me directly by opening your audio. I saw here, let me ask, Manusri Kalwa. Manusri Kalwa, do you have any doubt, MK? Do you have any doubt in today's class? Please ask me.
Sir, can I speak in Telugu?
Yes, no matter.
ఓకే సార్. థ్యాంక్ యూ. సార్ ఇప్పుడు మెహర్ అనేది పే చేయకపోతే అంటే షీ కెన్ వుమెన్ ఎట్ ఎనీ స్టేజ్ షీ కెన్
తెలుగులో చెప్తానన్నారు కదా, చెప్పండి, అడగండి.
వుమెన్ అనేవాళ్ళు తన మ్యారేజ్ లైఫ్ లో ఎప్పుడైనా మెహర్ ని కావాలి అని డిమాండ్ చేయొచ్చా?
See, meher is her fundamental right. She can demand any time at any place. Even the husband died also, she can demand it. Even she also died also, her legal representative can demand it. In any case, it cannot be overlooked unless until she herself waives it. తమంతట తానే ఆమె నేనందు వద్దు లేదు నాకు అవసరం లేదు అని ఫ్రీ కాన్సెప్ట్ తో ఇచ్చినప్పుడే మాత్రమే అది వేవ్ అవుతుంది. అప్పటి వరకు అది వేవ్ కాదు, ఇవ్వవలసిందే. హస్బెండ్ చచ్చిపోయినా హస్బెండ్ వాళ్ళ ప్రాపర్టీ నుండి వచ్చే లీగల్ హెయిర్స్ నుండి ఆ పైసలు ఇవ్వాలా. అది ఇవ్వకపోతే ప్రాపర్టీ ఏదైతే ఉందో పొజిషన్ లో ఉన్నదో షీ కెన్ హోల్డ్ ద పొజిషన్ అండ్ రిటైన్ ద ప్రాపర్టీ ఇన్ హర్ పొజిషన్ till she gets the dower money from the legal representative of the deceased husband. Yes, next.
ఓకే సార్. థ్యాంక్
Any other person? MJB, I could see you and says, what is your doubt in the today's class? Please ask me.
Sir.
You should say MJB. Yeah, do you have any doubt? You either say whether you have doubt, you can ask me. If you don't have any doubt, sir, no, sir, I don't have any doubt. No force. It's a common, no force, no compulsion. It's a free consent. Say anything.
అంటే మళ్ళీ నాకు 2 టైమ్స్ అది క్లాస్ విన్నాక ఇంకా అర్థమవుతుంది సార్. నాకు అది
Okay.
మీరు చెప్పింది విన్నాను.
Very
నాకు
good.
మళ్ళీ విన్
So what I do know, and because generally people will not make it out, but I am making out. I will keep this thing in the YouTube today class, including my voice and your answer. Your voice also will be recorded over here. So this total recorded version that I would like to keep it in the YouTube, so that again, if you listen it, no, you will get the more advantage of this one. So that would be the thing which I wanted to share with you. And if any other person would be there, see, we encouraged 2 minutes on somebody's in your rest period. If there is no questions to be asked over there, so shall I close this meeting? Venkata Reddy, tell me, you are the last person in the alphabetical order. You will always be last because in the alphabetical order the list is there. We are. Tell me, shall I close the meeting now? Say yes or no. Okay. Now the already the 10:17 is there, and because another class starts by 10:30, and rest of the kinds of the dower and other parts we will see in the tomorrow class. And up to that extent, let me say goodbye and good day to you. So I would like to stop sharing, and I would like to close my video and everything that I would like to make it out today now of this class. So have a nice day.